Oh my god, I literally look so gross. So I thought I'd do a quick get ready with... I can't even talk. Get ready with me makeover type video thing. I don't know. Just talk to you about, I don't know, anything while I get ready for my makeup, because I'm a lonely bitch. You know what? It's been a while since I've filmed. I haven't filmed a video for about 2 weeks, and I just haven't really been in the right place mentally to do so. I've gone to the doctors and I'm on anxiety pills, which I think I took one today. I freaking hope so, so I'm not going to take another one today because I might overdose. But and I've also been given sleeping tablets, which, you know, I've mentioned on my channel before that I've always had issues with sleeping and things. Sometimes you just need a mental health break, and this is the first time I have ever called in sick from work to have a break and to take care of myself. Usually I just keep going to work and I just keep going, and I'm like, no, this is not a valid reason to have off work. You're completely fine. I'll just keep forcing myself to go and work no matter what, whether I'm physically sick, mentally sick. It's been 5 years and I've only ever had one sick day. And you know what? I think it's about time I put my mental health first. I think I need to give myself a break every now and then, or I will actually go insane. And I don't want to go into much detail with mental health in this video because I've spoken about it so many times on my channel. Wow, that looks so, like, weird. Look at that colour change. Ew. So, if anyone's wondering and you're watching this and you know me in real life and you're like, huh, what's up with her? I heard she went crazy. I'm fine. I think sometimes we all need to just take a chill pill sometimes. So now I'm on actual chill pills. They seem to, like, calm me down. So I watched 13 Reasons Why. There was a lot of controversy to do with it. I did try and film this video multiple times talking about it, and I think I'll just do like a chill cash get ready with me talk about it, because every time I've tried to film this week it's gone terrible when I've had like a mental breakdown. So 13 Reasons Why. I think obviously it's always been super controversial and I've always had mixed feelings towards it. I think in the first season, I think the first season was done better than the second, just because it was from a book. It was meant to be just one season. I think the mistake was making a season 2 for money, and obviously they did make mistakes in season 1's, like no trigger warnings or anything, but season 2 they definitely seemed to learn that lesson, and they tried to turn it into a bit more of a conversation with the dialogue with the characters and things, you know, with that line in one of the things where they're like, I think they're smoking weed or something, and Clay and Hannah are like laying down and they're talking about how one person affects the other and everyone affects everyone, and they're trying to make the point that suicide is not the answer, and that, you know, obviously Hannah's death has affected so many people around her and made so many people feel like you have to think about the people you're going to leave behind. There was a warning at the beginning of the season with all the cast saying do not watch this if you're triggered and blah blah blah, or if you're affected with anything. There was loads of warnings at the end of each episode saying go to 13reasonswhy.info and stuff, and there was warnings on certain episodes where certain things happened. So I don't think that the backlash where people were saying that they haven't got enough warnings is enough. I'm trying to talk real quick because my camera is dying. I don't think that that is valid criticism, if you know what I mean. By the way, my eyebrows lately, I don't know why, I've just lost the ability to have nice eyebrows. Like, no matter what, when I do them, they just look so stupid. They have so many warnings in season 2 that it is unreal, and I really don't agree with this notion that before the Tyler scene at the end, spoiler alert, the rape scene, I don't think that there should have been a warning right before that. Like, there was one right at the beginning of the episode, but there were people saying that there should have been a explicit warning, like the scene should have paused right before it began in the bathroom, and there should have been like, please go away if you don't want to watch this, blah blah blah, this is triggering. I don't think so, because that completely pulls you out of the world that you're in, and for me that would take away the impact of the scene. Like, if you just suddenly pause the show, it kind of takes away that feeling of reality, you know, it takes away the feeling of disbelief from the audience that this is happening. Like, if you just pause in the middle, people are reminded that this is just a TV show, none of it's real, calm down, this doesn't happen in real life. It reminds me of when I'd watch Casualty with my parents and they'd be like, they'd pause the TV and go, just remember this isn't real, this isn't actually happening, don't worry, they're not actually being hurt, and it would take away the fear and the impact that the scene was having on me, and that's what it reminds me of. Perhaps they could have put the time frame at the beginning with the warning. Like, I know that they had a warning at the beginning, I can't remember the exact warning. Maybe they could have put a time frame and said, this, you know, there is a rape scene at this time, but again, that kind of takes you out of the moment because you're expecting it the whole episode, and that's all you're going to be thinking about. And I think that it happening so suddenly and so quickly and so out of nowhere is what made it so impactful and made me be like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. It shocked me so much to the core. I was like, Jesus Christ, I can't even watch this. You do need to have scenes like that. I know there's a huge debate on Twitter about it, and I kind of change my mind about it every day, but I know that it's going to affect some people more than others. Like, personally, never been a victim of sexual assault, and so maybe it didn't affect me in quite the way it would have a sexual assault survivor, but I do think that it was important to include because you can't shy away from these things happen in real life. And so if we're going to sugarcoat it on TV, is that really educating anyone or raising awareness in any kind of way? And you can argue that there are shows, I think someone said there's some kind of sexual assault show where they never show the sexual assault and yet it's still raising awareness and stuff. But in my opinion, I think scenes like Hannah's suicide and the sexual assault scene, despite being really uncomfortable and horrible to watch, like Hannah's suicide scene, Jesus, I found that so hard to watch. I literally squealed, which I never have this kind of reaction to scenes, but I was there like, oh my god, and I had to look away and I felt sick, and it was a little bit triggering for me despite that scene messing with me a little bit. I'm glad that it was included because I want people to know how I felt, and I want people to know that this is how people feel every day, and that suicide is not just, oh, they pop some pills and they peacefully drift to sleep and everything's okay. Like, hell no. Suicide is painful and you have to be really hurting to do that to yourself, and to put yourself through that you have to be going through some deep issues. Regardless of whether or not I agree with the way that they depict depression. I don't, by the way. I think that they depicted depression in the completely wrong way. I think that Hannah, to me, just doesn't seem depressed. It seems like a revenge thing from the tone of her voice in the tapes. I think that they really messed that up, and I don't think that they really showed it in the right way other than the counsellor's office scene. I think that's the only time where I thought, yeah, I can relate to Hannah as a character depression wise. These kind of scenes, they do need to be included. Do I think that 13 Reasons Why is a good show for awareness for depression? No, I don't. I think it's one of the worst, probably, because of the way that it shows it and because it doesn't really depict Hannah as being mentally ill. It's more a revenge thing, and then in season 2 they're trying to make up for it by getting Clay to get the depression symbol on his hand as a tattoo, and they try and, you know, make it obvious that she's depressed, and they're trying to cover their tracks because they did it in the wrong way. I don't know if the book's better. I've heard the book's better at depicting depression, but do I think it's good at depicting depression? No. Do I think it's good at depicting rape scenes and rape victims? I'm not sure because I've never been in that situation, so can I comment on it? Probably not. But to me, I do think that these scenes were important to have, and in a way I do think that they did kind of depict rape victims in the right way, because you truly do hate Bryce, and him only getting 3 months probation was so frustrating and made me angry, and I was like, why did they do that? Why did they do that? Because this happens in real life and people get away with it. They want you to feel that anger, and they want you to feel how the victim feels, and I think that that was impactful and definitely the right decision. And with things like where Jessica, in the end, she ends up having sex with Justin, I felt myself judging her a bit. I'm like, how can she just do that in the middle of the thing after everything she's been through? And then I think, wait, why am I judging her? After everything this show has shown me about sexual assault victims and how people get over it in their own ways and blah blah blah, why am I judging her? I think that in that way, it depicted that in the right way, at least for me, but I've never been sexually assaulted, so I don't know on that level, but I do think that that was done in a good way, if you know what I mean. Do I think 13 Reasons Why is a good show? It's debatable. I think it's entertaining, but does that mean that it spreads a good message? No. I don't know. I'm very mixed feelings on it. Should we take a show so seriously? Probably not, which is why I'm not like boycotting it. I think I won't watch season 3 just because I didn't like the fact that I'm not even doing my makeup right now. They brought Hannah back as well as a ghost/hallucination, in my opinion, hallucination, simply because it takes away from the impact of her death and suicide, because it kind of takes you out of the reality that she's actually gone and dead, and they have to keep giving Hannah dialogue where she's like, "You can't kiss me, I'm dead," and they have to keep doing that because the audience will forget that she's dead if they don't do that. She's in every scene, and that's what I didn't like about that, is because they were kind of taking away from the fact that Hannah is dead by having her there constantly. Like, she was a constant presence in season 2, and what they should have done was kept her out of it completely. Maybe a couple of flashbacks, but they should have kept her out of it completely to show that, you know, the world is empty without Hannah and there's no more Hannah. Whereas with season 2, it kind of just felt like she was there constantly, and the only time that I felt emotional about her death was the scene where Clay's at the dance and that song starts playing, and you can feel that she's not there, and because she doesn't show up in that scene, it's impactful because you're like, God, Hannah's actually gone, like she's dead, like he can never see her again. Whereas in other scenes, she's just constantly freaking there, and it just takes away from it all completely and utterly, and that's why I think that they still failed to depict suicide and the effect it has in the right way, because while they do it right in some ways with other characters and how, you know, they get depressed and stuff, they still continuously make mistakes with it. My hair is literally so bad. Look, this is natural and this is straight. I hate doing my hair these days. Honestly, lately I've just been like shoving them up. But anyway, did I forget to mention that Emma Blackery, no less, came on my channel. Emma Blackery came onto my channel, okay? And she left a comment on one of my videos, my video that was about Emma Blackery and my top 10 Emma Blackery songs. And part of me was like, okay, so this is something that potentially Emma could see, because this is quite an original idea. No one's done it before, and that's the key to YouTube, is doing original ideas that no one else has thought of. And when I googled, you know, and YouTubed top 10 Emma Blackery songs, there was no other videos that had been done in that style, which surprised me because Emma's very well known for doing videos where she lists her top 10 songs. Like, that's very much her thing, in my opinion. One of her things, at least. Oh, Jesus. So it went through my mind a little bit that Emma could potentially see this video, but I was like, I'm a small channel, she's not gonna see it. Like, I tweeted it at her and was like, made a video inspired by you, about you, and like, I wanted her to see it, and like in the video I say, hey Emma, if you're watching, and like, I didn't actually expect it to happen because my other Harry Potter video had just blown up, which by the way has just hit 100,000 views, and oh my god, what the hell, it still hasn't hit me. Like, this happiness hasn't hit me yet, I think just because I've been in such a down place recently, which is kind of sad, but I'm kind of glad it hasn't hit me really, because I think if I'd been in a good place when my channel had blown up, I think I might have had like some kind of panic attack or something and freaked out about it. Like, the pressure isn't really hitting me yet because like I'm in a weird place mentally. But anyway, when I got a comment and I was on the shop floor and I was talking to a member of staff and like setting her up because I'm a supervisor and stuff, and I was like giving her tasks to do, and then all of a sudden my phone goes off, so I have a quick glance and it's like, Emma Blackery, ah, I love you, also get that tattoo. And I'm just like and the girl I'm talking to is like, what? And I'm like, nothing, sorry, just someone famous commented on my YouTube channel. I don't like explaining who Emma is because no one ever knows who she is, so I just said someone famous because she's famous to me. I nearly had a heart attack, and then when I got home I was like, maybe this is a fake channel, like maybe it's not even her. And I clicked on it and it went to Emma's freaking YouTube channel, and I was like, oh my god. So that definitely was the highlight of my week. It's the only good thing that's happened to me this week, so I'm very grateful for that. She definitely helped me get through a hard week in a way. I know that sounds pathetic, but she did, and I definitely intend on getting my new tattoo that says confident here. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting, and I'd comment on that a little bit because that was amazing. Looking good, boy. I'm sorry for this very random video. I hope that you enjoyed this little get ready with me anyway. Let me know your opinions of 13 Reasons Why down below and what you thought of the whole situation. I know this is a very controversial subject, which is also why I've been very anxious to post a video on my opinion, and I've just been really anxious in general. If you saw some of the videos I filmed this week, you'd be like, what is wrong with you? Like, there was one I filmed where I was talking about 13 Reasons Why. Did not look at the camera once, and that's when I can tell my anxiety is high, when I'm not even looking at the camera and I'm just like this. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Like, that's when I can tell that I need to take a break from filming. If I end up vanishing for a little while again, it'll be because my happy pills aren't working. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate all the new subscribers. It's just a shame that it's come at such a weird time in my life, and I'm just really grateful. So thank you so much. Check out some of my other videos. If I don't post very often, I'm sorry, just assume that it's for a good reason. I promise. I used to be very good with my YouTube channel and uploading constantly, but lately you gotta take a break sometimes. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Like, comment and subscribe. Turn on my notifications. Click notify me all the time, or sometimes. It's up to you. All the time would be good, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.